Greetings. I want to talk to you about the Jazz Foundations course that we have here. And in the Jazz Foundations course, we cover a few different subjects. One would be chords, one would be rhythms and riffs, and then we have song forms, and then we have a beginning to improvisation. For the chords, what the trouble is for most people are the crazy chord symbols that we see. We'll see a letter name, and then probably some numbers. Sometimes they're labeled as major, sometimes they're labeled as minor, and they have maybe some extensions, and the extensions are the numbers that we see after them. So we get confused on what we're looking at, and we just probably don't know what we're doing, and so that's why we have that segment of the course. It covers all of those things. The rhythms and the riffs are the types of things that we would usually play, and the types of rhythms that we would use for the chords that lay underneath the melody player. Maybe it's a saxophonist or a trumpet player that's playing the melody, or another guitar player, however your arrangement is. And then we get into the song forms. We have blues song forms, and then we have rhythm song forms, and I'll explain what that means. That's why you have to take the course. You'll get to learn what all those things mean. We have modal tunes that do different things, bop tunes that do certain things as well. And so that's what we cover there in the song forms. And then the last part, where we work on the improvisation, that's where we're working on being able to create our own lines over top of whatever the chord might be, and in the song form. So with the chords, we primarily have three types that we use most often, another type that we use now and again, so we'll cover that one. But we have major 7 chords, okay, and there are different ways of playing them. Primarily what we use are called shell voicings. I'll explain that and what it means. That's why you take the course. But basically we have, if for instance we started in F, we'd have the F major 7 that way, and then we have G minor 7, A minor 7, B flat major 7, C 7, D minor 7, E minor 7 flat 5. And for this voicing, it's not much different than what we do for the minor 7, and I'll explain that. That's why you take the course. Where did I go? E minor 7. That's what I just played. Where's my brain? We were in F? Good. Okay. And then we have F major 7. So if we listen to those, okay, so we hear how those move. They sound like they work, because they do. They're all in the same key. So we'll learn how to do that, and we have voicings other than these. This is just one set. So we'll learn how to do those. We'll also learn how to do extensions, which is when we see, for instance, we might see F major 13. Okay, so we see that come out. We may see F major 9. Okay. So we can do a whole series of chords doing that sort of a thing. We could play F major 9, G minor 9, okay, A minor flat 9. Okay, so that's going to work the line. All right, so that's our key line. Okay. So we'll learn how all those piece together. This one. That's a nice one. I like that one. That one's kind of hard to get because the fingers are tight, but it's in there. So we'll learn what those mean and how to use them and so on in different formats. So one of the formats we might have would be, for instance, a blues format. I'm going to start with that one because that's everywhere. Everybody knows that one. We may play a blues in B flat. Okay, so we usually know that one. We could take things and we can have different segments of it. So we've got to, so you get the idea of some of the things that we can do there. And of course I'll explain them and when we would use them, why we would use them, and it'll be a lot of fun. It'll give you a chance to learn a lot of the foundations of jazz.